Hello everyone, this is Ming Zhong. Welcome to today's market analysis for the S&P 500 E-mini futures. That's for the session on the 29th of May. In this video, I am going to show you the market recap on the last session plus two potential trade reviews in M3, which I will cover the entry, exits, and the rationale behind. The bias going forward, the key levels to pay attention to, and the potential setup for the session later. So let's just get started. Let me just get to the daily time frame so we can have a high level view. So as we can see in this daily chart, yesterday was kind of a flat day. We did see the price moving up, and only in the last hour we have seen a sharp sell-off. But still, yesterday was kind of like a flat day with kind of slightly, or I would say, above the average volume. So in this case, what I will interpret is we have a pretty high volume, but we didn't really have further upside. So that really suggests the presence of demand, because if you zoom in a little bit, you can see that these three bars here have slightly higher volume compared to the previous bars. So definitely you see that first one here, we definitely have a slightly big spread bar here. And the second bar is also not too bad. But the third bar here, despite very similar volume to the first one, but the upside, the progress is definitely just a little bit, it's just like a flat day. Therefore, we'll say that it's definitely presence of supply. It's just that haven't really reflected. Maybe we can see it in a few days. So let me just get it down to H1. All right, so you can see initially at the US opening, we did test this level, the 3030 level, which is a support level. And subsequently, the price just moved up and also break above the non-RTH high and reaching the 3060 level. But in the end, at 3 a.m. my time is the last hour of the trading session, and we see very sharp sell-off all the way to break the supporting level 3030. So this is what's happening. And if you recall my video yesterday, I talked about this kind of the structure, the megaphone structure, or some will call it a broadening top. So if we extend this line a little bit, it's still kind of in play. So we are still pretty much stuck within this broadening top or the megaphone structure. So I actually anticipate a pullback in order to resolve this kind of the structure, like something, we might see something like this. So the pullback has already started last hour yesterday. And subsequently, we see that in the morning session today, Asian session, and followed by the London session, European session. We said that this level 3030 acted as a very good resistance level. So this is quite a like textbook style. Is the support once broken become a resistance. So you see that the price actually tested quite a few times around this level 3030, but was rejected and seems like it's going lower. So if this is the case, I think so far the assumption is still quite in place. The levels that we're paying attention to is still valid, like the 2980. So today still is quite an important level to watch, because if it can just pull back to this level 2980, then it could become a long entry if it just have some kind of the support around this level. Else, next level is the swing low here, 2967 or 66. So somewhere around there. All right, so far I think we are still within the uptrend, It's just that we have seen supply picking up here with a limited upside, suggests that presence of a supply, and we just need to be careful. If there is a correction, then the first level we watching is definitely 2980, and subsequent level is this swing low here, 2908. But before I dive into potential trade setup, let me just get to the trade review first. To be honest, yesterday I didn't really have any trade during the US session or even the London session. But after I reviewed that, I think there were probably potential trades that I can take. Maybe only the first one, which is this entry here, which I already highlighted here. So this is the opening here, 9:30, and we have seen a test of this level, 3030. If you can see, let me zoom out a bit. Yeah, it actually tested quite a few times and actually bounced up from there. So this is one kind of the setup that I usually trade as well, but I just did not trade that kind of setup because I'm still thinking potential of moving down to resolve of the broadening top formation, and also to test the previous bar because of the supply level is relatively high. So I'm still waiting for a breakdown, but it didn't happen, so I didn't take that trade. So I think some of you might be interested to this kind of trade. Like, this is the first reaction at the opening, and it tested the support and actually bounced up. So we have a second test here. So let me zoom in a bit. So this is the second test, and subsequently it formed a higher low, and we have seen a reversal. So this is the bar that I will take if I want to take this kind of trade, and with a stop probably a few points below the swing low, and with a intent or aim to trade it to until the day high here. So it's probably a decent trade, like a reward to risk ratio of 1 or slightly more than 1. And another trade is kind of happened very late. We can see that there's a spike of the volume at 3:15 my time here, and also subsequent bar as well, 3:18. So the first bar actually really you can just trigger the entry because of the increase of the supply together with the bearish result. So this is the non-RTH high that I have marked up as well. So if you consider this whole thing here, the whole pocket or uptrust, so this is like a false breakout. So we going up, breakout to the upside, break above the 3055 level, which is the previous non-RTH high here, and subsequently we just fall back below here. So this kind of the strong commitment together with like this bar, I think is definitely worth watching, or in order, or if you want to take a short entry, is quite a valid kind of the entry to me. Otherwise, the second bar here can become another entry as well if you want to wait for further confirmation. So this is a kind of the bar after the close of the bar, then you can probably take a short entry somewhere like this, something like that. Then you can probably catch this down move. But it's happened very late, near the end of the session, like an hour before. So if you are within watching the session, then definitely this is some kind of the trade you might want to consider to take. All right, so that's the potential trade review. And let me just get back to the current time frame and what's going to happen now. All right, so in a H1 chart here, we have seen that we're still within this broadening top or the megaphone structure, and seems like the test that I anticipated from yesterday happened in the last hour yesterday, and we might see some follow through to the downside, depending on how it goes later. And so far, I think we still need to wait for S&P 500 to resolve within this broadening top structure. So one of the scenarios that I anticipate is a correction or pullback to 2980, followed by a bounce if it really happens. Otherwise, the next level could be the swing low 2966, something like this, bounce up. So these are the important levels that I'm watching for the support levels. Another scenario probably is to short, because you can see that the 3030 level has become a resistance level once it's broken. Initially, it provided some support, but just right after the sharp break in the last hour yesterday, it actually become a resistance. As we can see, there were quite some of the rejection tail here. So if you can just have a rally up here and show rejection, then it probably can become my short entry to trade it down to the first level, 2980 for a support level. So this is one of the potential trade that I am watching and anticipating as well. So in terms of the bigger structure, I think we are still need to resolve these few bars here, because if you look closer, the last 3 days actually have increasing of the volume, and especially the day before this bar here, I'm still looking for a test of this bar. So I think it's likely to see a test to around 2980, and before we see some further movement to going to the upside. So the resistance level that I'm watching is definitely the immediate resistance 3030, followed by maybe swing high here 3065, and once it's broke out, then definitely can consider around 3080 or even 3130. So this is given by this kind of the overbought channel here. If you can just move up, then we're likely to see this kind of the overbought situation. All right, so we talk about the bias and talk about the key levels, and back to the bias for day trading. For today, I'm actually looking to trade it down, but if it happens to be around this region, the support level 2980, then definitely I'm looking for potential long opportunities. But for the swing levels, I think everything is still pretty much the same. We are still in a uptrend, and I look forward for more rally up after a test of this bar. So you can just move up to seek for higher targets. So potential setups, I have covered key levels, bias. I think this is the end of the video. And yeah, if you enjoyed it and get something out from this video, just click like, and also hover to my name or picture to follow me. And do remember to subscribe to my channel so that you get instant notification for my future videos. So as usual, if you have any kind of the comments, questions, suggestion, or even some great trade ideas you would like to share with me, feel free to comment it below. I will definitely reply to you. All right. So thanks for your time, and I will talk to you soon.